Hello and welcome to the introductory tutorial for Sarcina Power Inc. website, a website designed by Full Web Solutions. This tutorial is meant to demonstrate the ways to log into your account, making some minor superficial changes to text, colors, and then at the end, we'll briefly go over adding new products to the catalog. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it. So, when you go to sarcinapower.com, currently you've got this website coming soon page. To go to the login page for the administrator, if you click on the website coming soon text, it will take you to the WordPress login page. You would log in using your provided login credential that was sent to you by email. Once you log in, this would be your WordPress backend. Uh, when you logged in as a website manager, you would see the black bar on the very top. You can see currently we've got the coming soon mode active right now, so nobody can see the website live. The menus on the left, we want to go over a lot of it. We'll just basically go over the products uh, menu. The other menu we'll kind of go over in our future tutorials. To make superficial changes, it's mainly done from the front end. So the two keywords to keep in mind is back end and front end. So this is the back end when you log in. And then to go to the front end is what your visitors would see when the website is live. To switch over to the front end, you would simply take your mouse over Sarcina Power Inc. at the top and then click on visit site. So that's your front end. As you can see here, that black bar still stays. Again, this is just for people that manage the website. Otherwise, everybody else would see the website starting from the white menu bar on the top. Again, this is the front end. To switch back to back end, again, go back to Sarcina Power Inc. and then go to dashboard. Comes back to back end. So back end and front end. Okay, so we'll get into making the changes using the visual builder at the very top. You would use a visual builder uh, if you had to make superficial changes. For example, you wanted to change the text, you wanted to change the picture, you wanted to change the link to the button, you wanted to change how the button looks, for example. You wanted to move things around, you wanted to, uh, you know, change the background here, stuff like that. You wanted to change the wording on the text here. So, first things first, you visit the page you want to make the changes to. So, for instance, this is the home page. If I wanted to change the services page, for example, I would have to go to the services page first. You can see here I'm on the services page. So, if you wanted to make a change here, you would have to come to this page first before you click on the Enable Visual Builder. So while we're on this page, I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of how I changed this wording here. So I am going to enable Visual Builder and I'm going to give it about 20 seconds for the builder to load, depending on your internet connection. So mine's already loaded here. Now you would notice some frames showing up. You will see a blue frame, like you can see at the very edge here, there's a blue frame. That blue frame goes all the way around here. And then you can see the same blue frame is separate from here, so that's a different section. Within the blue frame, you will see some green frames. So the green frames are the inside frames. So you got a big section, and then you got the green section, and then within the green, you got small building blocks. You can see over here in this screen, you see the blue, the green, the black. The blue is the complete outside. The green is partially inside. You can have multiple greens within a single blue. And then within each green, you got building blocks. Like this one will have its own black menu. This one will have its own black menu. So very straightforward. Everything has a setting. So I can go ahead and click on the setting here, and I can start changing over here so you can see it in real time. I can say this is a new text I am adding. You can change the font and everything around here as well. So I'm going to back out of this. Uh, you can change wording here. For instance, you want to change this to something else because it's a duplicate. I can say this is a new item for one of the bullets. Check with original content. If I want to change the font color for this, you just go under design, under the button, and you can see here button text color. I can change it to red, I can change it to blue, I can change it to yellow, whatever you may want. So I'm just going to make this red for now. So once you make your changes, you have to accept the changes by clicking on the checkbox. Once the change is made, just like everything in computers, you have to save your work and exit the application. So I have to click on save. So to reveal the save button, every page has a menu circular purple icon. If you click on that, that opens up multiple options. On the far bottom right, click on save. So now I have saved this change, and then when I'm done, again at the very top, exit the visual builder, and that's it. This change is done. It's live. You don't have to exit after each change. You can make multiple changes together and then exit at the end when you're done. So, as an example, I'm going to go to the home page now and I'm going to make multiple changes. So, I want to make some multiple changes. So, I'm going to enable Visual Builder on this page. I am going to change the font here. Click on the setting. I can highlight all the text and maybe remove the italics or put it back. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to accept that change. I am going to change the picture, for instance, to something else. I can use my media library. And as an example, I'm just going to use this picture. I'm going to accept the change. I'm going to keep going. Suppose I want to change where this button takes me. Currently, it takes me to the services page. Click on that. Click on the setting. Go on the link. I can change the link to something else. You can pick from one of the pages that you already have, or you can simply type any link there. I'm just going to back out of this because I don't want to lose that link. If I go back to it, the link should still be there. To back out of changes, you just simply hit X and it would not take the change. Suppose I want to change the size for this paragraph because maybe it's too long. I can click on that, click on the setting. Uh, the other quick way to go to the setting for that particular one is if you click on the pencil here, look what happens over here. It simply takes you straight to that section. So I can go ahead and I can reduce it or increase it. I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to accept the change. So I've made three changes. I've reduced this. I've removed the italics from this, and I've removed the picture. I mean, I've changed the picture on this. So I can just save everything as once. I'm gonna save, and I'm going to exit the visual builder at the top. That's it. All the changes are done. So I'm going to do this quick one more time, and I'm going to redo all those changes. Had I not saved, I could have just undone it, but just for demonstration purposes for the third time, I am quickly going to do this. Enable visual builder on the page you want to make the change. For the picture setting, click on the picture, restore the picture you want, accept the change, go over here, click on the button, select all, italics, accept. I'm gonna go here, settings. I can quickly go to this setting here, and there you have it. Everything is done. Then now one more thing, just like anything on computers, if you forget to save your work and you try to close the app, it will ask you, it will prompt you if you want to save your work. The same applies here. So I'm not, instead of saving it, I'm just going to go exit the Visual Builder, and I'll get a message saying you have unsaved changes. You want to discard and exit, or do you want to save and exit? That's a quick way to save your work. Minimizes the number of clicks. However, it's good practice to save every time you do your work. For this example, I'm just going to click on save and exit. And now all the changes have been done. 1, 2, and 3. So that, in a nutshell, is how you change things around superficially in terms of formatting, pictures, colors, text, sizing. And then the best thing to do is once you have the login details, you can just play around with it if you want to, change things around. So the next part is adding products. So the products you can add from uh, one of three ways, as mentioned previously. You can, from the front end, you can just go to new and click on product. So that's the first way. The second way is if I am in my back end, I can go to the products and I can add the new product from here. And then the third approach was through the Google Sheets file, which you'll be granted access to later on once the file gets transferred over under your Google account. So doesn't really matter which approach I use. I am just going to use this one over here. So I'm going to add a new product. I'm going to give my product a name. So I'm going to say demo product for tutorial transformer. Okay, and then I am going to skip the product description. You can add the product description as well for, for demonstration purposes. I am going to say this is the product description. And then we can skip this SEO piece right now because we'll focus on that later on. You go straight to the product data. You don't need to put pricing. You just simply go to the attributes, and I am going to add voltage. So primary voltage, because these have been previously been entered, they are available to be used. If your voltage is different from these two, you can simply create a new one. So I'm going to say 240 volts for this as an example. I'm going to enter that. I am going to add another one. Actually, I'm going to use the top over here. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to say amperage. That's the amperage one. We don't need this one here, so I'm just going to remove that. So I've got I'm going to add amperage again here. I ended up deleting it accidentally. So amperage. So I already have my primary voltage. Now my amperage. Say 900 amps as an example. I'm going to add another one. Say enclosure fluid type. Fluid type there. Mineral oil was the previously used. Or if you wanna just create a new one, you can just say other oil. And I'm gonna save my attributes. So I got 3 attributes there. Short description is the one that's important. So I'm gonna say this is the short description. Okay. Just gonna copy paste it a few times. And then I'm gonna go on the top right. I am going to simply go to product image. And I am going to use this picture here as an example. So I got this picture there. I'm going to give it a category. I'm going to say this is a transformer. And I'm going to say this is a miscellaneous other type. You can put tags if you want. Tags are quick keywords, not related to SEO, but this is just keywords that you can pull out from when you're doing filters. So I'm just going to leave this blank for now. You can select a brand here if you want. You don't necessarily need to because we can use brands under attributes. And then I'm just going to publish it. When you publish it, you will see you will have a link, direct link to the product there. So if you click on that, you'll actually see the product page right there. That's your description, which was the long description. That's your short description. That's the more important one. There's additional information with your attributes. You get some related products there. It automatically pulls other products in the category. And then there you have it. So that's how you would change or add a new product. If you wanted to make changes for the catalog right now, I would refrain from using enable visual builder. Just keep, if you need to make a change to this again, you can simply click on edit product. So click on edit product, right, and then you can just make changes. To answer your question about can we add more categories later, absolutely you can. There's no limitations to growing the site. And that's always kept in mind when I design the website so that it's not just once done and over. It's scalable. If you need to reorganize your categories, you need to remove some categories, you need to add more categories. Absolutely, that is doable. For the filters, it does get tricky. It is a little complex. We will discuss about that later on. I will show you how to set all that up. However, if you do struggle with setting up the filters for categories as they change, you would have to let me know, and I can give you a hand based on the time it takes. So that pretty much sums up the tutorial. I'm just going to go back to the site, and now if I go to my products page, which is the catalog, here should be, there's the one that I just added. If I sort by latest, there we go. I have it in the first one. These filters are going to change. This is something I will be working on for the next week or so. Change the filters based on the information you provided via the Excel file today. Hopefully this was useful, and I look forward to discussing this website further. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to email or call me. And thanks for watching this video for Sarcina Power Inc. website, a website designed by Full Web Solution. Thank you for watching.